Welcome to Guitar Gallery. It's Stefan and Stefan. I haven't said that for a while.
It's been a while since
I don't think I've been on the couch for months now.
No. Sometimes it's worth it to call in the big guns.
Yeah, so I've been behind the camera and the computer for a while. We've had a number of guitarists on this couch and musicians, which has been great. We want to make sure that we involve a lot of people who share our passion. So
The community.
that's exciting.
There's a lot of talent out there.
But when it comes to Martins, it's difficult to stay off the couch.
Yeah. And I know you have a particular liking for this model.
I don't know what it is about this guitar, but every time I get one and I tell you this one I'm gonna keep, and then phone rings and someone wants to buy it.
Because everyone wants them, and they go quickly for a reason.
Stefan. It's really I'm amazed. This is our most popular Martin model is a HD28, and our second most popular model is a CEO-7. I would never have thought that.
No, I thought it was a little bit of a niche market or a niche space instrument, because small bodied instruments aren't usually that popular. People like the dreadnoughts with the big power.
Yeah.
And then when you talk about big power and you get it out of a small body like this.
I think it's the longest surviving CEO model.
Yes.
So it's something that I think is amazing. I think it's got something in which I like and you like. So I'm a huge fan of Adirondack spruce. And I don't pronounce that right. Someone said it the other day. I wasn't sure what he was talking about.
It's Adirondack.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well,
I think you nailed it.
That's the African way of saying Adirondack. It's my personal guitar's got an Adirondack, and I just love that clarity and headroom. And I think that's why, for a double O like this, that it doesn't sound boxy when you strum it.
No.
It's most probably the most versatile small guitar I've come across.
Definitely. And mentioning the Adirondack spruce on the top now, the mahogany at the back and sides.
Which is what you like.
Yes, that combination, the spruce and mahogany. I'm a huge mahogany guy. And a lot of what I have learned to like about mahogany, especially when paired with Adirondack, comes from a great guitar player, Lawrence Juber. Grammy Award-winning acoustic guitar player, and he also plays a Martin he plays an orchestra model, but also with an Adirondack spruce top, mahogany back and sides. And there's so much about that wood combination that he says, just stands out, head and shoulders above the rest. So he speaks about the overtone content that an Adirondack top brings out of mahogany, and then the clarity and the definition of Adirondack paired with the dryness of mahogany. It just makes such a beautiful combination. And he plays the smoke out of his guitar in all styles, which speaks to the versatility of this one.
Yeah, I think, if we look at the guitar, it's proper old school, which I like. I mean, everything is old school. We were talking about how did the Sunburst finish start. My view is I think they were planning to have a black top, and maybe took a tea break. Someone walked in there and said, "This is it."
Oh, that's
so
nice.
It would be interesting to get the real story, but it just looks amazing. It plays extremely comfortable, 1 3/4 nut width, modified V. It feels nice, nice and chunky.
Yes, and the short scale as well. I mean, this guitar, it's got a short. It doesn't. I want to say, in a good way, it doesn't feel like a short. It doesn't sound like a short scale in terms of the power that you get, but it feels like a short scale if you handle the strings. It's got that tension is just divided so beautifully, and then there's a looseness to the on your playing hand. There's a looseness to the strings that make them just feel resonant.
Yeah.
But I mean, you don't get that looseness in the sound. You get punchiness in the sound. So it's a winning recipe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a classic. There's nothing unusual about it. It's a 14 fret body, 14 frets clear neck. It's a slope shoulder body.
Yeah.
And then otherwise it's just a short scale 00 guitar. But I mean built to the highest specification. And that's the special thing about this is the Adirondack spruce. For such a small guitar, you usually find Adirondack spruce on bigger dreadnoughts and so. But I mean this guitar, it just works. It works.
Yeah, I would say what really stands out for me to summarize what this guitar is, it's really a versatile guitar. And I play in a church setup, and I've seen actually quite a few worship leaders playing with a CEO-7, And I mean, when you strum it, it's big. And when you pick it, it's there. I'm actually blown away by how versatile this
Yes.
guitar is. And I keep telling you, my second guitar is going to be a CO-7.
Well, we still don't know whether this one is going up for sale because you might want it.
Well, one reason I actually want this one, I told Stefan, please bring your straight edge, and we just absolutely fanatic about
Yes.
neck angles and
Yes.
string break angles, and this one, it almost looks like those things are running at 79 degrees, and so it's a beautiful neck angle.
Yes, it's
And when you get a guitar like this sounding like this one, and the neck angle is as perfect as can be.
Yes. Yeah. What's one thing that stood out for me regarding the sound is that it looks like a guitar that wants to be played in the blues style. It looks vintage, it looks old. Certainly the small body shape reminds you of that Robert Johnson Gibson style guitars. And I mean, we did play some blues on it. It eats that up. It loves the blues. But it doesn't sound like an old guitar when you don't want it to sound like an old guitar.
Yeah.
You can make this sound old. You just play it. And you can just make it sound new as well. You can play it in a contemporary setup. So it speaks again to the versatility of the instrument.
But what baffles me is that you would think maybe a OA and maybe a Grand Auditorium would be versatile. Not a double O.
No, double O is supposed to be, it's supposed
Boxy,
to be a dedicated,
old
small,
school.
boxy sound. But this one it's huge. And I mean, the sustain that you get on that one part where I finish on the low E note. I mean, there's so much complexity.
We had to stop it because we've got curfew at 11 p.m. there. So
Couldn't let it ring out.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, everyone looks to the rosewood body construction guitars for overtone content and for complexity of the sound. And then you play this little box with mahogany body, and there's so much complexity in that note. I mean, and there's overtones and there's sustain. I mean, I don't know how much more detail you want in that note. And it's a tight piano-like bass. I mean, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say, the one thing that I vouch for the most in this guitar is the vibe. It's got an attitude. It's got a vibe about it. It wants to be played. It's not a guitar that you battle. It just wants to be played, and you can feel that immediately when you pick it up. That's the most important because it has to be inspirational.
So the CEO-7 is definitely one of our favorite Martin guitars that we have in stock, and every time we get one in, they tend to go out. Luckily, we've got a few on the way, but we've got this beautiful one in stock. It's actually fitted with a Ellerberg's Anthem,
Yes, you can see that.
and the way it's installed is like a non-invasive way, so it doesn't have the plastic end piece. It's the normal aftermarket installation, but it was done by Martin, so it's obviously perfect. If you're not going to buy it, I'm going to buy it.
If you're not going to buy it, I'm going to buy it.
Maybe you can buy it from me. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you soon. Bye bye.
Cheers.